It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Welcome to the morning show on XL7-TV. I'm Bob Rechtenwald. This is Scooter.
Whoop, whoop.
Scott Kelly's.
How are you?
I'm tired this week.
It is, and I don't know if it's something in the air, just these longer days, you know, because we got so many outside activities
so many things going on.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I'm a little tired today myself.
So Monday night was Batesville football. Tuesday night was Jonesboro football here. Volleyball.
With complications.
With complications, yeah. That just, you know, you're a little bit extra tired this morning because your trips up and down the bleachers last night.
I had a bunch of them. Pretty fast paced, too.
A little bit quickly.
I was all proud of myself.
Yeah, I didn't understand why you was coming back so short of breath. I thought you were just down the way there. But
No.
you was all the way down to the concession stand.
Well, first I was underneath the bleachers, checking the breakers there.
Yeah. They don't
Then-
have those padlocked?
Yeah, I had. Well, no, the fence is, and I have a key to it.
Mm-hmm.
But and it was kind of surprising. They were not locked. They got clips where there can
It'd be really smart to have a little padlock on them.
You would think,
Yeah.
because apparently that's been one location that
Has happened before.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, nevertheless,
Nice, cool, brisk morning this morning. 45 degrees.
it is. It is.
You like it?
Yeah, I had a short sleeve. I went ahead and switched to this. It's thin, but its lace covers the arm a little bit.
Chill you down, keep you from getting too chilly.
Now I kind of wish I was back to short sleeve.
You'll be glad you did not when you go back outside.
Pretty chilly.
Pretty chilly. The morning prayer is brought to you by Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas with 29 locations to serve you. One in Memphis, Tennessee. With all our respect is not just their motto, it's the way they do business. Renata Jenkins Byler and her staff all across the state have one thing in mind, and that is treating you with all their respect. And now the morning prayer. Lord, we just thank you for the day that you've given us and an opportunity to make a difference in somebody's world. And Lord, we just pray that you will present others with that opportunity as well. Lord, we just pray that you will continue to bless us and keep us safe throughout these strange times that we live in, as we need all the help that we can get. Lord, as we normally do, we just pray for our firefighters, our policemen, our first responders, our nurses, doctors, our school administration, our local government. And we just thank you for the jobs that they do individually, and it's the importance of each and every one of them. Lord, we continue to pray for the folks of Florida and South Carolina as they dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Ian, and that's going to be going on for a long, long time. And it's in Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas, with all our respect. If you don't know where they're located here at Mountain Home, take a trip up Highway 5 North. Look for the biggest American flag you've probably ever seen. Pull in their driveway, and you are there. Go see them about pre-planning, and that's where we're going to leave that. Roller Funeral Home.
Right. All righty then.
Because we're just not going to sit here and keep talking about how we should do it, and we just never do.
No.
One of these days, I'm going to surprise you with a guest, and they're going to be from Roller, and they're going to bring all the paperwork in.
No.
By golly.
Here we go.
Here we went. Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. Let's take a look at this clip from Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z-Team, 870-405-0793, retiredarkansas.net. Here we go.
Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car!
How will we?
The car! Your offer has been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we?
The closing!
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Each and every morning, we take a look at the White River, and this morning, I'm going to guess that it's froggy. And by golly, it is froggy.
Now that's the zoom in camera. I had to start with that. So,
But we're still foggy.
We are foggy, guys. Let me get that other shot out here, and I'm going to allow, or everybody can, what did I do?
There's
Position.
no
There we
telling.
go. Reset. All right, and then this is the same shot, but during a clear day, everything is fine. And then this is the same shot today. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
We'll go back to the clear one.
We'll go back to the clear one. Bull Shoals to your left, Rainbow Bridge, and there's a railroad bridge behind it. And that going takes you into Marion County, Arkansas. Way off to the right is Mountain Home. Off to the horizon is the state of Missouri. The town of Cotter, the White River, the baseball field, Railroad Museum, Contractors Trust. You know that knob that we keep seeing and talking about?
Scooter Mountain.
Yeah, well, I actually found the actual name of it yesterday. Wrote it down at my office and forgot to bring it in this morning.
Then it's still Scooter Mountain as of today.
Still of today. Yep. There's almost an 1100 elevation knob, and then there's a 1200, and I believe what we're looking at is the 1200. So I'll have that on Friday. We'll talk about that.
We've already dubbed it. We had a big ceremony and everything.
Yeah, well, guess what?
Can't change it now.
If they can take statues down, we can change the name back to what it's supposed to be.
Nah.
Yeah.
Scooter Mountain.
No, Scooter Hill.
There you go.
There you go. That's the White River. It's what we like to call God's country. If you'd like to take a look at some of that, go to retiredarkansas.net, click on the MLS listings. You can check out anything that's available in our local MLS area, which covers north central Arkansas and southern Missouri. The Z-Team has licensed agents for both sides of the border. I believe they have 2 that can handle Missouri, and then there's several that can deal with you in the state of Arkansas. If you'd like to, check out the MLS listings there at retiredarkansas.net. If you find something that really catches your eye, give them a call at 870-405-0793 and have them see if it's still available, because you know what? Chances are, it may not be.
Goes quick.
Goes quick. We're going to take a look at some temperatures. Currently in Mountain Home, it's 48, Harrison's 46, Batesville's 45, Yellville's 42, Marshall 41, Salem 41, Mountain View 41. Calico Rock is 48, West Plains, Missouri 41, Springfield, Missouri is 54, Poplar Bluff, Missouri is 40, and St. Louis, Missouri is 40.
Little chilly.
A little bit chilly. We'll zoom out here. Looks like there might be a little bit of rain around Oklahoma City coming to the east. Let that thing calm down here just a little bit. Hello, hello, hello.
Wait, there's rain. No, there's not. Yeah, there is. No, there's not.
Do we want to show it? Do we not want to show it?
It's going through. You get 12-1, then it should clear up.
There you go.
Well, never mind.
Yep, and as things straighten out,
There's rain in Oklahoma.
got a little bit of rain in Iowa, some up in northern Missouri, southern part of Minnesota. Like I said, Oklahoma up in the panhandle of Texas. New York still feeling the aftermath of Hurricane Ian going into Pennsylvania. We're going to throw it off kilter again and zoom into the state of Arkansas and take a look and see what's going on a little closer to home. Like I said, Oklahoma City is going to get a little bit of rain. Kansas City's had some as well. From Fayetteville to Jonesboro, Fort Smith to Memphis, Conway and Little Rock, Texarkana, and Greenville, Mississippi. The state of Arkansas looks very nicely clear. How you like that, Scooter?
I like it.
Nice clear day. Let's see. East Atlantic has a tropical wave that heading toward a tropical depression. That's not going to bother us anytime soon, so we'll just keep on going here. Watches and warnings. Don't see anything that's going to affect us in the state of Arkansas. I'm not sure what those are.
That's dense fog, I believe, isn't it?
Dense fog. I'm not seeing it. Oh, well.
Oh, well. Yeah, nothing's hitting us.
Nothing hitting us, so we're not going to worry about it. Temperature today is going to be a high of 81, low tonight 54, high tomorrow of 82, low of 52. Friday, high of 72 degrees, low of 45. Saturday, high of 68. Going to be chilly on Saturday. Saturday night, low of 44, and high on Sunday is 71.
May want to bring a jacket for football.
Or two.
Or two.
Sunday night, low around 50. Columbus Day on Monday, mostly sunny, high near 77. Monday night, 54, and Tuesday, high of 79. The pollen count. Tree pollen today is none. Tomorrow is none. Friday is none. Grass today is none. Tomorrow is none. Friday is none. Ragweed today, moderate. Tomorrow high, and on Friday is high. Lake levels. Lake Norfolk 553.51 currently they are not generating at this time. Lake Norfolk is 1.51 feet above full pool at 552. And Bull Shoals is 656.78, which is currently 2.2 feet below full pool of 659. And they are currently generating 3. The number to check the generation report for yourself is 870-431-5311. I want to talk a little bit before we take our break and then come back. We have not had any rain since September the 3rd.
It has been a while. You look around us and how many people have issued burn bans.
I'm going to talk about that in the news highlights. But yeah, it's no rain since September the 3rd.
Yeah, it's a little dry out there.
A little bit dry. That's the weather and all the updates and the lake levels and dam report for you, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora, 870-405-0793. retiredarkansas.net is their website. Realtors you can recommend to a friend, but they're busy, but never too busy to help you. Give them a call. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever?
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. We were talking a little bit before the break about the burn bans. Fulton County has added their name to the list of burn bans in our area, along with Izard, Stone, and Searcy County. There's not a burn ban currently in Baxter County, Marion County, Boone, or Newton, but with no rain since September the 3rd. It's kind of crazy.
Kind of thinking that's just a matter of time at this point, unless we get some rain.
Yeah, if I can get back over to that real quick while you're looking. I don't know if you can show this map or not. Can you show that?
Yeah.
You know, you take a look at this, and it's Baxter, Marion, Boone, and Newton that are out of the burn ban area. And then there's some over in the northeast portion of the state, but pretty much, I'm going to say 90% of the state is covered by a burn ban.
Bring up one of the dam reports.
Okay.
And then scroll down below it, and that is the drought monitor
right
for this area.
So Baxter County is D1 moderate drought, and all across the north central portion, and then you get into a D2, which is a severe, and then you've got the extreme.
Kind of give everybody an idea of how things are going with the lack of rain.
Yeah,
and what's
absolutely
causing the burn bans.
Absolutely, and then but I think this is a little bit out of date. They don't date this every day, I don't think.
No, it's every Thursday.
Yeah, so Thursday this will be different.
Yeah.
This will be a lot different because the new burn bans that are in. But yeah, that's a good point. If you want to check that out, where do you pick that up at?
At the
lakesonline.com.
Yeah.
Lakesonline.com, and that'll bring up the drought report for you if you'd like to see it. Voter registration deadline for the upcoming election is the 11th day of October, and that's for the November election. And just want to make sure folks get out and get registered to vote. It's an important election this year for sure.
I was
As
going
are
to
most.
say, being you're on that, they got 4 initiatives people be voting on this year.
Okay.
And if anybody are curious what's in those 4 bills, then they can actually watch yesterday's Quorum Court meeting.
Last night's, yeah.
Or last night's. And at the end, there's a lady there. She is completely non-biased. She talks about both ends of what both sides are looking for, talks about everything that's in it, the changes, the things that you don't see, and changes that will have to occur if it passes. She goes over those things. These are the things that are going to have to occur. It was really informative. It's pretty long. She goes into very big detail in both ends. She talks, like I said, she talks about what both sides of the fence are looking for in that bill, and that way everybody can make a little more informed decision.
A little voter education.
There you go. It's always a good thing.
Always a good thing. Kick Cancer in the Bass is on October the 15th. Let's see if I can pull that back up here real quick, if I can find it. Kick Cancer at the Bass. It's a benefit bass tournament for Pite's Cancer Support House. Going to be fished at Lake Bull Shoals. It's $10 per fish. Or the big bass pot is $10 per angler. And it's $250 per boat, 2 people in a boat, and it's limited to 75 entries. So Kick Cancer in the Bass at Lake Bull Shoals on 10/15. The host boat dock for that is Bull Shoals Lake Boat Dock. Last night, Scooter, you got to witness some of that, but Harrison Goblins came to town and went home screaming because they got beat every game, every match. Is it games, match, sets? How does that work?
Oh, don't.
We're going to have the volleyball coach in.
Yeah, because I work as a line judge and I still don't understand it.
We're going to have the volleyball coach. I talked to her last night at the volleyball game. She's going to be here at 7:15 on Monday. We're going to get this all worked out. Nonetheless, Mountain Home beats Harrison. They swept
Hands down.
8th grade Lady Bombers won. They lost their first match 18-25, but they came back to win 25-18 and then 15-10. They are currently 5-2 overall for the season. The Lady Junior Bombers swept at 25-22 and 25-17, so there's no third set to be played. They are 12-5 overall for the season, and the varsity Lady Bombers swept Harrison as well, 25-21, 25-20, and 25-10. They are currently 15-4 overall, and the JV also won their 2 sets, 2 matches, 2 games. However that comes out, 25-19 and 25-20. Congratulations to the Lady Bombers. Mountain Home Christian Academy beat Cotter as they played 5 sets to win. They are currently 16-9 overall for the season. Cotter falls to 2-13 for the season. The cross-country team took a trip to Cave City. They came in 4th as a team over there at Cave City. Last night, the 7th grade Bombers dropped their game to Annie Camp. Pretty sizable. It was kind of ugly on the 7th grade side, but the 8th grade came back to get revenge, and they beat Annie Camp 40-8, which was a pretty good game for the 8th grade Bombers.
It was a good game.
Yeah.
It was.
So there's your
Power outages and all.
power outages and all. Hey, yep, there you go. There's the highlights for the news headlines, and we'll be back in just a moment. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment, their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. We're getting the camera set, and our guest this morning is going to be the mayor of Mountain Home, Hillrey Adams, and we'll talk with him in just a minute. Wanted to mention that the Mountain Home High School is going to be hosting the Running of the Bulls on Saturday. It's an annual fundraiser for the cross-country team, participants, runners, walkers, strollers, dogs. They're all welcome. It's a 5K. There is a 5K that will start 1 hour after near the Bomber Plane. Participants can pay $25 to participate. The 1 mile fun run will begin at 8:05. The entry fee is $10. So registrants for the 5K will receive a t-shirt, and there will be awards for overall male and female runners, top 3 finishers in each age group. So there we go, and I think we're set.
Yep.
We're all set. Now with us this morning is Mayor Hillrey Adams. How are you, sir?
Good morning. It feels good outside. I thought
it's 49
degrees coming.
You got crews working 24 hours a day in this nice cool weather?
In some places we do. Yeah, like at the water intake plant and the wastewater plant.
And that's where you were this morning?
Yeah, I was out there bright and early.
What were you celebrating this morning?
We had an employee out there, Bill Engel, that got a 20-year service award. So I drove out there, and that's one of the coldest spots in Baxter County on that hill out there at that water intake plant, and it can be one of the hottest ones in the dead summer. And so got out of the truck out there and felt pretty good on that hill out there this morning. Made me want one of those long sleeves like you've got today.
Yeah, I tell you, I've been donning the long sleeves for the last couple of mornings.
There. Yeah. Oh, well, got that done. So I got got a little bit behind trying to get here this morning.
Let's talk about the water intake just a little bit. How old is that intake?
Oh, Bob, you're asking me a question. I don't know if I can give you a definite answer. You didn't prep me for that. You didn't put that on a note.
How long will it be before we have to do something?
We are in a process now. You know, that plant, the actual plant, the treatment plant, underwent an overhaul. That was going on when I came in office in 19. They were just wrapping that project up. I believe it finished in 19, and that was an upgrade to that as far as, you know, replacing a lot of the dated and old equipment that was in there. You know, putting water doesn't and some of those chemicals that equipment wears out over time, and so it was that. But we are already, in fact, we're very far along in the process. And should have the final approval from the Corps engineer by the end of the year. For people who don't know, that intake serves about 75% of the people in Baxter County's water. If something happens to that intake and it goes down, the intake itself, I believe, is about 50-year-old.
Yeah.
If something happens to that and it goes out, it's not going to be just a few hours before we're going to have some major problems around here. So we are working to get approval from the Corps for a new intake. The one we've got, for those who don't know, is in an area that it's on the shallow side of that point there by Cranfield. Due to the shallow water we have there, you know, back, I think it was in maybe 7, 8, somewhere in there, we had some really low water years, maybe back in the late 80s or something. I don't remember those years for sure, but when the water gets so low, then we have to set up a barge system and a pipe and pump from out in a deeper area of the lake. So working with our design team, Garver Engineering, they've done work for the city for 40 plus years now. We've come up with a plan to build a new intake. And that new intake would be on, as you're going down Cranfield Road, right as you enter the campground there at Cranfield, it'll be on that side of that peninsula, which is the deep side in the old river channel. So the design process is underway for that. When I walked in the office in 2019, we had a meeting with the Corps that spring. The city of Mountain Home had requested 6 years earlier to start the process, and the Corps had been sitting on that for 6 years.
Wow.
And nothing happening. So now we've actually got the easements that we're going to need. We'll build a new intake on the deep channel, that's old river channel, and recently we were out there and we had Senator Bozeman and took him out there because we're trying to help secure some federal funds to do this with, since it is such a key piece of equipment that's desperately needed to maintain Baxter County here. So we took him out, and the day we were there, I want to say the water depth where it's going to be located is about 150 feet, maybe somewhere in that range. We go over to the current facility that day, and the water was, I believe, 28 feet. So because the water's more shallow there, we had to treat it more. You know, it takes more to clean that water and get it safe for us to drink. So that's part of the reason we're wanting to build that new intake along with the age. And then we'll also have the capacity with that new intake to expand it in the future as you know, we grow here and need more water production for this area here. So that's well underway. As soon as we get the land use permit from the Corps, we expect that by the end of the year. Then Garver will go into the final stages of design and cost estimates, and we'll start the process of trying to secure funding for that. We'll be going anybody that's got some money anywhere, any kind of federal agency, state agency, we'll be securing all the funds we can to lessen the burden on the cost to the ratepayers in Baxter County.
How much water do you think a year we take out of that lake?
Oh, Bob, I wish I've been here 5 minutes. You've asked me 2 questions that weren't on the list.
Scooter said it was Stump the Mayor Day. So
Yeah, but I don't know. We probably have an idea, what we take out and what we produce a day out there. I know we produce a lot less than our maximum capacity. We could produce and treat more than we do. As the demand grows, we've got the room to do that in the facility. But you don't have something that sits there like that has for 50 plus years. And at some point in time, you're going to have some trouble with it. So we're just trying to get ahead of that curve. And if we can get the land use permit, and it looks like that's going to happen by the end of the year from the Corps, Garver gets that design done, we're still probably a couple of years away, a year and a half at least, from starting it. We're mowing the easement now. We finally got all the easements secured and the right-of-way, so we're clearing that, and we'll build a transmission line from that new intake over to the existing plant. We won't have to do anything different than the plant than to just bring in a new source of water.
Capacity.
Get it from where the new intake is going to be to the plant, and then we can start treating that water right there.
Good deal. We're going to let the mayor take a breath here for just a moment. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching the morning
hand me
show.
Some more. Hand me, Scooter. Hand me some of those questions, y'all. Y'all hand me an old list.
We'll be back in just a moment.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville, close to Lake North.
Welcome back to the morning show. This morning we've got Mayor Adams from the City of Mountain Home with us. You've been pretty busy, bouncing around and doing things. A lot of stuff happening in the city.
There's a lot going on around here right now, Bob. And for anybody that doesn't know, just a quick update. I think it was week before last. RDOT held a public hearing here down at Eastside Baptist Church to show their plans for the Hicks Creek Bridge on 9th Street.
Which, folks, if you don't know where that is, it's the bridge just south of the Shell Station.
Yeah, right there at Cardinal. If you run into 9th on Cardinal, make a left, and you cross that bridge. That's one's been such a problem for us, and it has bottlenecked that traffic area because we don't have the ability to add a turn lane or anything right there because of that bridge. We have entered an agreement with RDOT, and they have got that design pretty much complete now, not finished, but close. They held a public hearing. They are looking at right now having design on that bridge done and be ready to advertise for bids by November 23. And the agreement we have with RDOT is they will build a new, instead of a bridge, they're going to build a box culvert there. And that box culvert will be built in a manner that, you know, those are easier to expand in the future than bridges are. But it's going to be built and it'll be wide enough that it'll hold 3 lanes of traffic and a sidewalk on both sides, which will be a much nicer. That'll give us, as you're coming from the south, headed into town, it'll give us the ability to have a lane to turn right on the Cardinal, which will let that traffic move through that intersection much better. And that whole intersection will get a facelift there. When they do the bridge, then the city is going to take ownership of the street, and we'll do the street all the way out to the bypass to tie into that. And it'll be 3-lane all the way down through there with sidewalks on both sides, curb and gutter, underground drainage. It'll be a much better road down that street when we get done with that. So that project, RDOT is handling the bridge piece of that, and we won't do anything until after they get started in, it looks like probably early 24 for a start date on the actual bridge there.
Is their reconstruction of 5 does it stop at the bypass?
What they're doing coming from the south, north, coming headed to the north, yes, it'll stop at the bypass, and then we'll take ownership of it from the bypass all the way to the sheriff's office. And probably in 25, our plan is we'll start rebuilding that entire street down through there. You know, it's already 3-lane from the sheriff's office to College. It's got some issues in it, some wear and tear on it. It's got some drainage issues. So we'll fine tune that and then rebuild it from College south to the bypass.
Then you'll take it 3-lane all the way to the bypass.
All the way through, and then we'll take ownership of it. We'll keep it maintained and snow plowed ourselves, and that'll be one we'll be responsible for after that point in time right there. So that project's moving right along. We got some events coming up, Bob, and there's one real big one. We had our first one last year in October, and they're coming back. Last year I was so impressed when we had this event. I said, what's it going to take to get you back next year? We don't hardly go 2 years in a row to the same spot. Well, they liked it so well here, and they were treated so well by the community that the NICA Interscholastic High School mountain bike race is coming back. And last year we had just finished up that new trail out at Calista Willette Park, and part of it you see along Rossi Road. The part you see where you got all those little piles of clay and so that is called the pump track portion of the mountain bike trail. And then it goes all back up to the woods. I want to say the entire trail is about 3.5 miles.
Wow.
And that was built with, some foundation and donated money to help build all that through the NICA Foundation. And last year, they had over 500 kids on bikes out there riding those mountain bikes. And they were of all, high school type age kids. There were some adults out there, some parents that were riding that as well with them. There were over 1,500 people in that park for 2 days. Well, they're coming back, and they'll be in Mountain Home October 15th and 16th. That's a Saturday and Sunday, and we're out there fine-tuning some things along the trail right now and getting ready for that. When they were here the last time, they actually, a lot of them, chose to camp right there in the park. They had their RV with them, and they just parked all self-contained rigs. And but they'll be back here, and you're going to see a lot of vehicles in town for a couple days with these strange-looking racks on them, the back of them or the top where they're hauling those bikes. And they're going to be eating in our local restaurants. They're going to be staying in hotels. They're going to be staying in Airbnbs. They're going to, be here, and that's going to be a great event to get back in this community. And I heard yesterday that some of the people are thinking that number that they had last year of 500 backers could go up this year.
Wow.
Maybe as much as 100. I ran into a group of them the other day. I was in Hot Springs visiting my son and stopped at a convenience store. And I recognized one of these vehicles there at the store having some bikes on it. I go inside, and the guy's shirt saying Jonesboro Rough Riders. Well, our group here is called the Mountain Home Cutthroats. And so I walk up to the guy, and I said, well, how'd your bike team do this weekend? He kind of looked at me strange, and I said, I could tell by your vehicle and your shirt that you were with one of these school teams. And had a long visit with him. I said, well, let me ask you something. You going to be in Mountain Home October 15th and 16th? He said, oh, we wouldn't miss it. So that's a great trail you got up there. We were there last year, enjoyed our trip to Mountain Home with our kids, and we'll be there definitely this year for that. And, that sport is not a AAA sanctioned sport at this time. These are basically clubs within school.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to tell you something. When they left that park that Sunday afternoon, they don't hand out their awards until everything's packed, the park is clean, and they're ready to go. And when my guys came in on Monday, I got a call from a guy on Monday morning. He said, did they have the mountain bike race this weekend? I said, well, yeah, it was covered up. He said, there is zero evidence of those people being out here, other than some wear and tear on the grass.
That's the way it ought to be.
And they, we asked them last year about trash cans. We don't need trash cans. We come in and we're self-contained. We do our event and we take our stuff with us. And they're very proud of the environment, and they want to take care of what's been provided to them as a place to ride that bike. And I've seen some other groups that use facilities in them before, and I know you have as well,
mm-hmm.
that don't always leave things like that. And so we're excited to get them back, and that'll be here again October 15th and 16th. And if you want to see something that's fun, go out there somewhere and stand around that trail for a while and watch one of those kids or come by there with that helmet on and that gear, and they're riding that bike. There's some dust flying out there when they come by. They may leave the ground a few times, and they may take a spell, but they get up and they go again. And it's very interesting. It was fun to watch. And last year, the guy called me just last week about this, about some things to make sure we're ready for. And he said, I'm the guy that got you on that bike on Sunday afternoon out there last year. He said, we're going to be able to do that again this year. And I said, well, I have to be in Jonesboro on Sunday. I'm fixing to have my second granddaughter here in December, and they're having a gathering for the family down there for this new grandbaby that I have to go to. So you're not going to get me on a bike this year on Sunday afternoon for your little ceremony like you did last year. I'll send somebody out on my behalf. But those are the type of things.
Who's the lucky victim?
We haven't picked that yet. It'll depend on who doesn't act right between now and October 15th. Everybody be on a good behavior then. But we're excited to see that come back, and we want to see that sport grow.
Mm-hmm.
We want to see more of those events here, and it's just like where your kids play baseball, softball, wrestle, or whatever. It's just another thing to give young kids something to do,
mm-hmm.
and hopefully keep them from making poor choices.
Do it while it's fun before the AAA messes it up.
Yeah, that's right. And I promise you, if they get involved in it, they will. And that all will be held at Callista Willette Park. And while we're talking about Callista Willette, last week we had a meeting here with the turf contractors. They'll be applying the artificial turf to those fields. A lot of work's been done out there already.
Mm-hmm.
We've gotten all the new backstop walls up, the poles for the netting. There will be no chain link at the backstops anymore like there is at Keller what we did at Keller to be the same type wall and net system. A lot of concrete work going on, and the turf contractor's due in there this week. They'll start excavating the infields on all the baseball, and the adult softball, they'll excavate the whole field. So adult softball at the very back of the complex will be an entirely artificial turf field. We'll play 3 T-ball games at a time on that next year, plus it can be used for other games, be it soccer, kickball, etc. But all of that turf will be done and ready before next spring. So he should start laying artificial turf by the end of October out there on those fields. And we'll have, by springtime, we'll have a brand new revamped, not only softball park at Keller, but baseball at Clista. And that's a good thing, because I knew when we did this bomb that we would start being able to host tournaments and events. And we have now entered an agreement with a company called 2D Sports. And they've been after us for about a year now, a year and a half, to come do tournament at Mountain Home and talk to us. I kept saying, wait until we get the complex ready. Well, now that we're close, here about 4 or 5 months ago, they reached out again and said, what's the latest? Give us an update. We told them. And then I think the first week the new parks director, Dan Baxley, was on board. I said, you need to talk to these people. He did. We have now signed an agreement, and we'll be making an announcement next week. We've got 6 tournaments scheduled out there next year. And this company is, they host and put on tournaments all over Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas. And they'll come in, and so now all of these people in Mountain Home, Bob, that travel every weekend, they'll have 6 weekends next year between, I believe it starts in late March, early April, and goes into June, that we'll be hosting tournaments here. And we have the capacity, with using both complexes, to have a tournament that would hold up to 60 teams, I believe.
Wow.
Now, whether we'll hit 60 or not, we don't know, but we'll grow it.
Time for a break. We'll be back with the Mayor of Mountain Home, Hillrey Adams, in just a moment.
And a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car!
How will we?
The car! Your offer's been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we?
The closing!
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about hospice,
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. We're talking with Hillrey Adams, the mayor of Mountain Home. What else you got on your schedule coming up?
Hey, I'll tell you something that's coming up, and it's hard to believe it's been a year already. But we had a meeting yesterday. We will start this week putting things in place, which I mean on the ground. November the 20th will be Lights on Night for the second annual Culture Celebration of Lights. And we now have about doubled the lights out there from what we had last year. And that wouldn't be possible without a lot of support of this community. There's still opportunity for support, and we like to use the word opportunity. If you want to make a financial contribution to help support those lights, if a business wants to fund a display, there's opportunities to do that. Molly Morgan, again, is heading that up, and we couldn't do it without Molly. She does a great job. The show this year is going to have some new stuff out there that, that we were able to add. There'll be an area to park your vehicle and get out and walk. The whole light show comes on November 20th, which is a Sunday evening before Thanksgiving. It'll run till right after Christmas. I can't remember the date. I want to say it's about the 13th, somewhere in that area of December. There's going to be, I believe, 10 days of it. That we will have a carousel out there that'll be set up somewhere there in front of Roller Hall. We'll have a gentleman and his wife by the name of Mr. and Mrs. Claus will be there. So there'll be places for the kids to get out and see Mr. and Mrs. Claus and, ride a carousel. There's going to be food, hot chocolate, things like that different groups are bringing out there during that 10-day portion of this show. You'll be able to park down there. I believe the parking area is going to be in front of the Goddess Hall. And there'll be a walking trail where you can walk up that trail and walk there in front of Roller, all that territory between Roller and the shed. So there's opportunities to help donate to fund it. But Bob, there's a lot of work goes into getting it ready. We've had people out there, Molly has for a couple weeks now, getting out last year's lights, plugging them in, making sure every bulb works, and then putting that strand aside and doing another one. We'll need help putting stuff out as far as, putting the lights around some of the trees and shrubs and stuff. A lot of it we'll do. Most of that work will be done by the Parks Department and Street Department and then the ASU maintenance personnel. As far as equipment we need to get up into some of the higher stuff, we'll do that. But there's a lot of stuff. And then from November 20th to the end of the show, we have people every night at both gates. We'll enter on College Street there across from Central Heat and Air and Gregory Construction will be the entry again. You'll navigate through and come out on 62 West. But we'll need volunteer groups every night at the gate to hand out information cards as you go in, advising you to turn your lights off, or at least to parking so you can see the show better as you go through. And then on the outbound gate on the west side, we'll have people over there that'll be manning that gate And their role is they'll have a real nice bucket in their hand. And if you like that show and you want to see it continue to grow and you want to fund scholarships for the kids at ASU, throw something in that bucket. And we take that money, and I can't remember, it's 25 or 35% goes into scholarships, and the rest of it goes into, development of the show. And the merry-go-round or carousel that's going to be there this year, that alone for 1 week, I believe it is, or the 10 days, the cost of that's about $10,000. But it's going to be a huge hit out there, and can't wait to get an opportunity to get that little grandbaby of mine up here and get her on one of them things and let her ride that while she's here. But that kicks off, so if anybody'd like to help, contact Molly Morgan out at ASU Mountain Home or myself. We need to get Molly on here one day, Bob, pretty quick, and let her talk about some of the stuff she's got going on. And it has turned in to a true community-wide event, and there's so many people involved in making this happen. Last year, our first year, we had over 7,000 cars go through that event. We're expecting that to get blown way above 10 this year. Last year we were blessed. We had one rain night during the whole show. That hurt us, but the lights were still on. If you want to drive through in the pouring down rain that night, you could. But where we got real lucky last year is during the time it takes to put this stuff up. And we will start this week, and we'll start out in the beginning with 2 or 3 people out there doing stuff every day. And as we get closer, that number will grow. And probably the last 2-3 weeks before it all goes up, we may have as many as 15 or 20 people a day out there working. We've got a map that shows where every single display goes. It has been GPS for us, so we know exactly where the spot is that display goes up. This year we had a donor step up, and if you remember last year when you went in on the left there was a huge flag that had been built by the street department. Well, a donor stepped up and wanted a military display. So now we're going to take the area where when you go down the bottom of the hill past the shed and turn right to go back out to 62, that flag will be moved up there. And the donor funded, there'll be someone, a light character there that represents every single branch of the military service. And that's really going to be a really cool display right as you go out back to 62 there. And so anybody wants to help, hey, there's not going to be anybody turned away that wants to help in some way, form or fashion.
There you go. The concert series is over?
The concert series is over. It ended this, I believe this was second year of it. We just finished. Had another good year down there. Early on in it, we had a lot of construction still going on with that new playground and restroom. Everything at Hickory's finished now. Pretty much cleaned up. We got one little piece left that's not affecting anything at all related to
What's the dirt they moved in there for? Is that just off the parking lot?
That was some topsoil that come off the parking lot and from one of the ball fields. We needed a place to store some stuff. So we put some up there. What we don't end up using there, we'll end up transporting it someplace else and using it. But we've got a little area there now. When you go into the drive to the new playground, you see a little spot scraped off there on the left with some base down and some material on that. We're fixing to do some horseshoe lanes right there. You remember the old tennis courts up there had horseshoe lanes on them. So we'll be putting some of those back. We've now gotten, or we'll have this week, the payment for that grant from Arkansas Parks and Recreation Outdoor Program. That $225,000 grant to help pay for all that up there is due this week. And they've already, I saw the director of that program in Little Rock the other day at a meeting. He said, Mayor, that was a good project you did up there. you going to be back to table next year? And I said, I plan on being there. You're going to see me all the time, buddy. But
that is probably one of the most used parks at this time. That
right now, it's really gained in popularity. And in 2019, it was kind of in a state of disarray. Needed a lot of repairs, cleaned up, and now it's a very busy place. And the concert series will be back next year. We're already making plans for season 3.
Mary, we appreciate you taking the time to join us, and we'll see you again next month.
All right. Thank y'all.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back in just a moment.
You'll probably